It's pretty undeniable, isn't it? Our whole digital diet, it's just shifted
Right.
dramatically.
That's
We've
right.
gone from, patiently sitting through maybe a 20-minute vlog or some long tutorial
Right.
to just grazing on these micro meals, sometimes like a dozen in a minute.
Exactly. TikTok, Reels,
Yeah.
Shorts, they haven't just become popular, they've fundamentally reshaped things.
Yeah, how we absorb information, entertainment, everything.
Mm-hmm. And these videos, often under 60 seconds, they are just ubiquitous now.
Everywhere. Quick recipes, workout tips.
Those dance challenges you can't escape, the viral memes, the sheer volume, the speed, it's kind of astounding.
Which really brings us to the core question for today's deep dive.
Right.
Why? Why are we so completely captivated?
Yeah.
What is the secret sauce behind this huge, almost gravitational pull? Because it feels like it's more than just some passing fad.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
And the answer isn't just, catchy music or clever editing, though that helps. It's rooted much deeper. It's in our psychology, our neuroscience. Our brains are basically hardwired to respond to certain triggers.
And short-form content is just masterful at delivering those triggers.
Incredibly potent, concentrated form.
Yeah, okay. So our mission today then is to sort of pull back the curtain on these psychological hooks.
Do it.
We're going to dig into the science, look at the societal ripples, and really importantly, what this massive shift means for you. Whether you're a professional out there or maybe a student trying to focus.
Sounds good. And we should probably start with the science of attention itself.
Makes sense.
At its core, our brain just craves two things: novelty and reward.
Okay.
And short-form videos. They are masters at providing both, often at the same time. Every single swipe is a totally new experience, a fresh hit of info or humor or emotion.
And that constant newness, that's not just a feeling, right? It's actually doing something specific in the brain.
Exactly. It's triggering a mechanism.
It's this feedback loop, isn't it? You open the app, watch a video, it's engaging, maybe funny.
And bam, your brain gets this little reward, a little hit.
Precisely. We're talking dopamine, that neurotransmitter linked to motivation, reward seeking.
Right, the feel-good chemical.
But here's the really clever part, or maybe the addictive part. It's not just the dopamine from watching the video.
Oh.
It's the anticipation of the next one. You swipe up, almost without thinking,
Yeah, it's effortless.
and your brain is already expecting another potential reward from the next video that pops up. So this cycle, anticipation, reward, it creates this incredibly powerful loop.
So you just keep craving the next one and
The more you watch, yeah.
Yeah.
The act of discovery, the swipe itself, almost becomes the main reward.
Okay, it sounds uncannily familiar from Psychology 101, like B.F. Skinner's work.
Spot on.
Operant conditioning back in the 20th century, especially those variable ratio reinforcement schedules.
The pigeons pecking the lever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They'd peck, but the food pellet reward was unpredictable. Sometimes after one peck, sometimes 5, sometimes 2. And that unpredictability made the pecking incredibly persistent, really hard to stop.
So how does that map onto our phones? Because, every swipe could be that amazing viral video, or it could just be another dud.
It's a direct parallel. These platforms use that principle brilliantly. You genuinely never know when the next swipe will deliver that home run.
Right.
That video that makes you laugh out loud or teaches you something amazing or just perfectly nails your mood.
And it's that uncertainty.
That very uncertainty, the promise of an unpredictable, maybe high-value reward, that's what keeps us swiping, compulsively sometimes. It taps right into our brain's drive to find patterns and seek rewards, even inconsistent ones.
Wow. Okay. And what does this do to our attention spans overall? Because you hear some pretty stark numbers.
They are quite stark.
I read somewhere the average human attention span is down to something like 8 seconds.
That figure gets cited a lot. Whether it's precisely 8 seconds or not, the trend is clear. Our attention is definitely more fragmented.
Which makes us more susceptible to this quick hit content.
Absolutely. And look at the data. Videos under 90 seconds. They apparently keep about 50% of viewers watching until the end. That's way higher than longer stuff.
And they get more engagement too.
Yeah, like 2.5 times more engagement, likes, shares, comments. So brevity isn't just a preference anymore. In this attention economy, it feels more like a necessity for creators. Pack more punch in less time.
Which leads us nicely into another big psychological driver, this idea of cognitive ease.
Yes, super important.
Because like our brains are fundamentally, well, lazy in a way. Always looking for the easiest path.
Lazy in terms of efficiency, yeah. The brain seeks the most efficient way to process information. And when something feels easy to understand,
We feel good about it.
we feel good, we trust it more, and crucially, we tend to question it less.
Yeah. And short-form videos are basically engineered for this.
Perfectly engineered, they lean so heavily on visuals, on music, on simple text overlays.
So less reading, less complex analysis required.
Exactly. It bypasses the heavy cognitive lifting you might need for, say, a dense academic paper or even a long, detailed documentary.
So it's not just speed, it's making the information itself feel effortless.
Precisely. They excel at chunking, breaking down potentially complex ideas into these tiny digestible bits.
Right. I mean, you can see how a 60-second video might explain, I don't know, a tricky science concept or a marketing idea more effectively than a 1,000-word article for some people.
Especially for generations who are much more visual and auditory learners. And they often use emotion music, faces, quick stories, which makes it even easier to process and remember.
And we see this playing out globally, right? You mentioned Bangladesh earlier.
Yeah, good example. Social media use there is projected to grow over 22% just this year. That's huge.
And it signals how platforms making content easy to digest are the ones really thriving.
Think about it practically. A local farmer maybe learns a new irrigation technique from a 30-second viral video.
Wow. That's way more accessible than a workshop or reading a manual.
Absolutely. It's immediate, practical. And look at TikTok's user base. Over 1.6 billion people estimated, globally.
That definitely shows this preference for easy-to-process content isn't just niche, it's universal.
It taps into something very fundamental.
But okay, let's pause there. Is there a hidden cost to all this cognitive ease? If information is so easy to swallow,
That's a really important question.
are our critical thinking skills getting, a bit rusty?
That's the potential trade-off, exactly. When information just flows in so effortlessly, the part of our brain responsible for critical analysis, for questioning, it doesn't get engaged as much.
So we might be more susceptible to misinformation.
Yeah.
Or just accepting things too easily.
Potentially, yes.
Yeah.
Because the brain's default is often to accept what's easy. It's definitely a powerful aspect, but one we need to be mindful of. It can be concerning.
Okay, so we've got the dopamine loops inside our heads, the cognitive ease, but there's also the social dimension, right? Humans are social animals.
Deeply social. We crave belonging, validation. And short-form content plugs right into these needs. Two key forces here: social proof and these viral loops.
Social proof, that's the idea that if lots of other people are doing something, we assume it's the right thing to do.
Pretty much. It's a psychological shortcut. You see a video with millions of views, tons of likes, maybe a trending sound.
Your brain goes, okay, this must be good, or important, or funny.
Exactly. It signals value, entertainment, cultural relevance. Makes you much more likely to watch it, maybe even share it yourself. It's no wonder marketers love it. That stats show almost half believe short form is more likely to go viral. Great for building quick social proof.
And the engine driving this is the viral loop. How does that work?
It's elegant in its simplicity, really. User A makes a video.
Okay.
Other users watch it, like it, share it. User B sees the video, catches onto the trend or the challenge associated with it.
And feels compelled to join in.
Right. They make their own version. That new video gets shared, liked, commented on, and the whole cycle repeats, spreading the trend exponentially.
It's like a self-fueling content fire, driven by our desire to participate.
Perfectly put. Think about the Kacha Badam song.
Oh yeah, the peanut seller song from India.
From West Bengal, yeah. Started as just his local jingle to sell peanuts.
And then it just exploded globally on Reels and TikTok.
Exploded. People everywhere, different cultures, different languages, making their own dances, their own versions. It wasn't just about the song anymore.
It was about being part of this massive shared global thing.
Exactly. Collective participation, the joy of creating and joining in, and that intense engagement, that interaction. That's why short form often delivers the highest ROI for marketers. It fosters real interaction, not just passive viewing.
Okay, so let's bring this all together. What does this mean for you listening? Whether you're a professional trying to navigate your career or a student trying to learn effectively.
Because this isn't just a passing fad, is it?
No, it feels much more fundamental, a real shift, maybe irreversible in how we communicate and consume information. So understanding the psychology isn't just interesting, it's crucial.
Absolutely. For marketers, for business leaders, adopting short-form video isn't really optional anymore. It's pretty much as essential.
Because that's where your audience is.
Overwhelmingly. And think about it, a sharp 30-second video. It can showcase a product, explain a service, build your brand's personality way more effectively sometimes than traditional ads.
Especially in places like Bangladesh, you mentioned 80% of e-commerce is mobile.
Exactly. Short-form video is a natural fit. It meets consumers where they are on the devices they use most.
And it's not just about the hard sell either, is it? It's about humanizing the brand.
Definitely. It's a great canvas for authenticity. Show the people behind the logo, share the company culture, tell your story in a relatable way.
But that short time forces discipline.
It really does. Every second has to count. You've got to focus, deliver one clear, impactful message. No room for fluff.
And what about for educators and students? The implications seem huge there, too.
Immense. Educators really should be looking at microlearning, seriously.
So breaking down big topics into smaller video chunks.
Yes. Instead of just long lectures, supplement them with short, engaging video clips. It can significantly boost engagement and retention. Remember that study about Bangladeshi teens? Averaging over 4 hours of screen time daily?
Wow, a lot of that is video.
A huge chunk. Educators can tap into that existing habit, make learning more accessible, maybe even stickier.
And what about for the students themselves? Could they create this content as a way to learn?
That's a fantastic application.
Mhm.
Encourage students to make their own short videos explaining concepts.
So teaching it reinforces their understanding.
Exactly. Plus,
Yeah.
it builds vital communication skills, digital literacy stuff they absolutely need today.
Okay, but there's a flip side for students too, right? The addictive nature we talked about.
Yes, and this is critical. As a student, you have to be mindful of your own digital habits. Those constant dopamine hits we discussed.
Yeah.
They can shorten your effective attention span for deep work. They can definitely lead to procrastination with studies.
So it's about conscious consumption.
Absolutely. Setting boundaries,
Yeah.
protecting your focus time. It's incredibly important for academic success and just mental well-being.
Okay, so let's try and recap this deep dive. The psychology behind why we love short-form content seems pretty clear now.
It taps right into our brain's wiring.
Desire for novelty, that dopamine anticipation.
The sheer cognitive ease, making information feel effortless.
And plugging into our deep need for social connection, for validation, through things like social proof and viral loops.
It's an incredibly powerful and effective medium, no question. And it really has reshaped our digital landscape.
So it demands our awareness and our adaptation.
As professionals, as students, it's not enough just to be swept along by the trend. We need to understand it.
And learn how to use it.
Learn how to leverage it strategically, whether you're marketing, teaching, or even just trying to learn a new skill quickly yourself. Understanding and creating short-form content is becoming a real asset.
So maybe the final thought for everyone listening, as you're scrolling through those reels or shorts later today, think about this. In a world that seems to crave information in these tiny bites,
Yeah.
how will you use this incredibly powerful tool, not just to consume, but maybe to inform, to connect?
Uh-huh.
Ultimately, how will you use it to your advantage?